This video is about how I mounted a Moose Cycle Country plow, a 60-inch one, on my John Deere 4100. It's a 1998 4100. It's actually one of the first ones that came into the country, and it was manufactured in Japan for John Deere, but it's been a real workhorse. And I have a loader for it, but I found that the loader really does not move snow that well, so I decided to put a plow on it. This is about a 10-year-old build, so it's kind of rusty and whatnot, but on eBay I found a front plow mount that's got the cylinders for angle and up and down in it, in the bracket, and I purchased that for a couple of $100 to mount a plow on it. And when I went to look at buying one of the John Deere plows, it turned out that it was only about 54 inches wide and maybe about 14 inches tall. So what I decided to do instead is to adapt a 5-foot wide country plow that's actually about 2 foot on one side and it's maybe 15 inches on the other side. And it actually has worked out to be an excellent combination. Now, go around to the back side. And you can see, as you can see, the only thing it took to mount this plow to the John Deere plow mount was just a couple of steel plates on the side, and then there's a piece of angle and tubing welded across behind them, and then there's a couple of little brackets welded in to have some rubber stops, just so that when it trips and comes back it hits a piece of rubber. And I just went to Tractor Supply and bought some really heavy springs that they had there, and it wound up taking 4 of them, but it seems to work pretty good. Now, one of the problems that I ran into with the plow originally was that the Cycle Country plows come with quite a lightweight skin on them. So what I wound up doing was actually going to Tractor Supply and buying a one of their generic heavy-duty plow skids for a truck plow and mounting them on there, and they've stood up extremely well. One of the things I recommend, though, for any piece of equipment that you have for a tractor that's seasonable, that's used seasonally, I mean, is to make some kind of a dolly so you can easily move it around. Basically what I've done here is I've just taken a couple pieces of plywood and mounted some wheels on them and put a couple blocks of wood in there to lock it in, and I have an easy way that I can just move this plow wherever I want, to not have to pick up the weight of it. Now, to mount the plow on the tractor, basically the first thing you have to do is put this plow frame mount up on the tractor. You just put it like that, slip this 3/4 inch bar through, and put this little ring on the end, and the plow mount is all ready to go in. Keep this plow mount on a dolly. All you have to do is roll it up, hook this bar in the back in the thing, and then just flip this up and throw the levers, and the mount is on. Now the next thing you have to do is just match up these hoses around to the front, match up the collars, and plug them in, and the plow frame is hooked up. There we go. Now the next thing that I do is I just take this thing on the dolly and I roll it back into here and get everything in place, and then I'll start the tractor. Alright, well, there you can get a little better idea of what the cart looks like. Cut piece of plywood and wheels. And as you can see, the plow fits right on, and it snaps right into the factory quick disconnect mount. Yeah, it gives you a much better plow than what you can buy from the factory for this tractor. And as you can see, after 10 years of use, this plow really does show very little signs of fatigue. So I think it's a really well-made plow, and the mounting system has held up good. Good low-cost option for a plow, and it can be made to fit basically any of the John Deere tractors with a quick hitch. I think from the 400 or 420 on up to the 4100, and even some of the newer models. For weight on the back wheels, what I did is I cut a couple of 1-inch steel plates. I put 3 1-inch steel plates on each side, and then I actually added some old Cub Cadet wheel weights on top of that, so that would give me a little bit of extra traction. Then on the 3-point hitch, I took a 1-inch OD piece of tubing and put in some 3-point hitch connectors from Tractor Supply, and that way I could just slide on some standard barbell weights and use them in the back for low cost extra weight to help with traction when plowing. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.